It is a pleasant day to discuss current affairs, trending news, and of course topics that affect us daily. I am Charles Philip Owakalam, and I promise you today's edition comes with a little bit of extra sauce, if I must say. Yes, the World Cup season is upon us, and on this show today we are going to be looking at different groups in the World Cup group stage, and with keen interest on chances of African countries. Who is the big guys in the pack, and of course who are the underdogs. Okay, to have a robust discussion this morning, I have in the studio Dr. Bola Ogunyanwo. He's a social commentator, and also with us here is God's Time Igama Egelege. He is a sports and political analyst. Good to have you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Right about now, we want to go to the sports world and see what is happening there, and that is Qatar World Cup 2022. Teams review. Want to see what team made it to the World Cup, and of course the group stages. What players are we watching out for, and what are the chances of the African countries? I'm still here with my guest, Dr. Bola Ogunyanwo, and of course, God's Time in the studio with me, and they're going to be doing justice to this as well. So, World Cup 2022, of course, and let me even mention it's coming, will I say, at not normal season. Yes, I know. COVID and the rest of it.
Not only the COVID is
the COVID is actually not a part of
it. It's the country. Qatar in the normal World Cup time,
yes.
the September, July yes. time, August time, you find out that Qatar is actually very hot. And you have people
very
from sandstormy and everything, so they cannot play. That's why they had to move you.
Okay, my bad. Okay,
and so it's only possible because FIFA has been accused of taking a lot of money.
Yeah, actually, because you had the former president of FIFA coming out to say that Qatar is actually the worst place
to play football.
Because you have the case of rules of this season is not actually the best season for any. You have had matches being played. Now you have players that are injured. And now you're not coming to pick teams from those players that are injured to come and play.
In between season.
See the life of Sadio Mane is injured now.
Look at
the French team is actually the biggest hit because
and about 4 or 5 players have been changed.
You have Christopher Nkunku.
You have
lots of players.
Kante, you have Pogba. So all these players were not injured starting of the season. But when the season moved on, you could see injuries were even coming last minute.
Even when they already in Qatar, really had to not change and all that.
And you had the Argentina coach coming out yesterday saying that the 26-man list may change because of some injuries that are cropping up. So if they cannot be able to manage it, they will have to change all those injuries. And this is a time that is very crucial because now you've brought out that list.
Yeah.
The other players, the clubs, have actually made arrangements for the players which will be staying to do other things for them. So now dragging them out of that normal schedule they had is going to be another funny thing because now these players have not had time to actually train with the team. And how would that mindset be coming into a World Cup that they did not prepare for?
This World Cup is going to be the most boring World Cup.
I wouldn't think so.
No,
we have lots of yes, we have lots of, but we still have lots of exciting players.
Star players we want to look out for.
If you look at it,
some names
are actually missed, especially when you look at
but then we are going to have other names. We are going to have
players to watch.
The
irony, the thing about this World Cup is that many names are going to be. This will be their last World Cup. You look at the likes of Ronaldo. You look at the rise of Messi. You look at Thiago Silva,
Dani Alves. Yes.
So when you look at it,
Thiago Silva,
but you're right. There are actually names that will be coming up from this World Cup.
That Brazilian team is really looking exciting for me.
And don't forget, I say it's going to be boring. Players will be careful not to pick up injury because they're going back to continue the season.
But then these are the same players that actually will.
But I think when they get into the mood of that World Cup, they'll probably forget the
and they pick up the injury. We go back to the season.
Now this is the thing. You have clubs. As you're playing the World Cup, normally when you play World Cup, you're free to do it, but now you have clubs camping close to Qatar.
They have to watch their player.
A club like Arsenal now,
the club like Liverpool is already did that.
Lyon is going, AC Milan, they're all going there now. Why are they going there?
To monitor their players.
They are going in the sense of, there's a pre-season tournament going on there at that period. But then you have the agents still going there to watch key players. We had it in Ghana when Ghana were playing the friendly matches. They had a representative from Arsenal watching Thomas Partey so that he will not pick up an injury. So many players that are very vital to the club side will actually be watched very well.
And if you observe, before the season closed, many players were very careful. They were not playing very well anymore. Just to be careful.
Everybody, because everybody now you see that this season became one of the most intense seasons all around. Because you find out every player knows their aim is to get a chance at the World Cup. So automatically they started performing better than usual. It brought out the best in players. But then now, at what risks? You go to that World Cup. After you go to the World Cup, when the World Cup ends, 26th, the Premier League is starting again. So you don't really have much time to rest.
Okay, let's look at some news on some players before we look at the teams and their groups. Cristiano Ronaldo has been on the news. He has been all over the news and social media in recent days with his scathing comments about Manchester United and the head coach Erik ten Hag. And of course, he has not withheld anything. In an exclusive interview, he said with Piers Morgan, he said he feels like he's being forced out of Manchester United. An explosive that interview, of course, from the views is an explosive one. But my question is, going into the World Cup with this all of this hanging all over your head, is his mind going to be really in the World Cup?
His mind is in the World Cup for me, because if you look at Ronaldo, he's a professional. This is not his first time.
But he's been having it hard in Manchester United. And that has affected his performance.
The problem now is not the Manchester United. The problem now is his players from Manchester United who are also in his national team, talking about Bruno Fernandes and Dalot. You see, Dalot.
You're aware that the problem already affected his relationship with Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, because when Fernandes came to the Portuguese team, he brought out his hand to shake him. Fernandes tapped him at the back.
That's the thing.
So now, it was later Fernandes just put his hand to touch it. I said, not look rude. But then you look at this thing now, you're looking at it.
That.
Fernandes is a key player in the Portuguese side. And this is a man, no matter how they will say, there's Bernardo Silva there. Bernardo Silva has high work rate. So he plays a different role in the Portuguese team. Fernandes plays directly behind Ronaldo. That is where he gets the supply of the ball from now. How will that affect the game? Dalot whips in the cross. Will Dalot not choose to change it? You have to work with him, and this is where that professionalism comes into play. If you're a professional, he has said what he wants to say. There's no going back. We're in the 21st century, where the media picks everything.
And another club is already being scouted for him.
So you know that.
So it's obvious that it's not going to Man U.
Yes, and that reminds me, he's supposed to have been taken out from Manchester United.
I feel he just wants to do something. You remember by the summer he wanted to leave Man U. You had Ten Hag coming out to say, no, he's part of my plan.
Yes.
But then the rumors flying around was that Ten Hag did not actually want to use Ronaldo. It was the Kroenkes that said they want Ronaldo to be in the club. And that's actually what made him to stay in the club, because he did not. He would
have actually left.
The Kroenkes said, no, Ten Hag, use him. And when your boss tells you, use this person, you're like, okay, he's part of the plans. But you know deep down in your heart, he's not part of the plans.
But do you know that I foresee this to happen before the season started? Do you know why? Ronaldo is bigger than Ten Hag. So on a complex level, Ten Hag already feels complex the problem. He already has that inferiority complex. Do you understand?
Yes.
Considering the kind of person Ronaldo is, amount of trophies and success he has had, Ten Hag is not even close by. And now you're bringing him, fine, age-wise is older than him, but you can't compare the success of Ronaldo to what Ten Hag achieved. So,
but Ten Hag is the coach.
That is the problem. Now, what Ten Hag tried to do is, okay, fine, you might have the amount of success you have, I don't have a problem, but I'm the coach here. And when I want to bench you, I bench you.
Yes. Okay.
And that was, I don't forget, Ronaldo walked out when match was going on.
He has walked out twice on.
That is one of the reasons why he said he felt betrayed. Very unprofessional. But that was why I was giving it that he felt betrayed. That they felt like he was lying, that his family was not in problem. But you can't use your family thing to now embarrass the club, the team, and the face of the world. It's not right. So he suffered for that, but believe me, since the time he worked out and he was actually benched, that has not really come back. So immediately he had the opportunity to grant. Now, listen, any young players, before they grant interview, they will ask the coach, should I grant interview or not? It is what every team of the world does. No player grants interview without the approval of the club and of the manager. Now, Ronaldo, being who he is, granted that interview without whoever that he needed to clear from free.
Okay, let's move to another one. Christopher Nkunku, injured at the training, and the fans came on. What's his name now? The Real Madrid player that collided with him. The young
Militao.
No, not Militao. The Camavinga. Yes, Camavinga. That's the player he collided with before he got injured. I think with his left leg, and fans came on. Even Nkunku had to come out to defend Camavinga.
You know,
but
this is training. In training, I saw a picture yesterday of Daniel Alves coming out, studs out in training. So you know, in training sometimes it may not be an intentional something. No matter how much you try to play it safe, you have to still put your best to make sure the coach sees you.
That you convince the manager.
Yeah, so because some of these players, a player like Camavinga, I mean, he's just young. This will be his first major competition with France.
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of players are going to the World Cup for the first time.
So they will actually want to put in their best.
Everything they've got.
So this is when you come out and you see the only way you can put in your best for a coach that does not have a starting 11, especially for a France team which their midfield plans have been has been shattered.
Really shattered.
Because you don't have a Kante, you don't have a Pogba. The two major people that were instrumental in the France winning the World Cup last season.
They're gone.
And no more there. So now you have to.
Well, anyways, let's look at the brighter side. Some of these new color players will want to kind of, okay, let's see what we can do to cover. I won't be surprised if we have one or two showing up as a new star that the world
actually they would, but then it goes to tell you now that this would have been Kante's last World Cup, and this would have actually been Pogba's last World Cup, and this is most likely going to be also Varane's last World Cup.
Yes,
which he still has a chance of missing because he was called up in the squad list, but then he's still recovering from his injury. So apparently France has 5 players that are injured. You have Kante and Pogba, you have Christopher Nkunku, you have Presley Kimpembe, and you have Varane who is recovering, which is not fully sure whether he will be able to start. They included him in that list. So with all those things there, you're wondering how will the French team line up now?
But we have other midfielders, Rabiot, Tchouaméni, Fofana.
This one I just
Fofana, Mathieu
when we talk about
Gundezi,
midfielder, there is a need for
and even
box-to-box midfielder.
Yes,
that is where Kante and Pogba tick the box.
Kante and Pogba,
Camavinga does the job really well.
If you look at Kante and Pogba, you will find out something. Pogba is the box-to-box midfielder. Kante is the sitting midfielder. When Kante plays with Pogba is free to roam around because Kante sits back. Yes, Camavinga
and he protects the back four.
Yes, Camavinga brings security at the back, but then you
cannot compare his level.
Compare experience.
That's right.
Apart from experience, check the head-to-head of Kante and this other guy. They can't.
If you look at why I say you cannot compare experience in World Cup, experience matters. You're going to be playing not for your club side where you make a mistake, you have another player, you can be sold out or something. You make a mistake, you're still going to be in that club. So you're still going to be with your country. So now, this is a crucial time. And unfortunately for France, history is not by themselves. Because almost every team that has won the World Cup cannot defend it. And France, every single time they win the World Cup, they get knocked out in the group stage.
I'm not surprised if that happens again this time.
So, whereas it's bad news for some people, for those that are injured, it's also good news for others who are going to be featured. I think Camavinga and Tchouaméni are really going to step up in that France.
There's a good chance you say Guendouzi more than Tchouaméni, because Guendouzi has been consistent. Moving from Arsenal, all his loan spells, even going to Marseille, and he has actually stepped up his game there. The maturity in him has actually grown. So you're looking at players in that French team from all angles who are coming in to play that.
And it helps them. They play in the French league.
Yeah,
so
some
there's
play-
a
yes,
little understanding
yes,
of how
most
the
of
French,
them
the
play in
France
Fre-
team
in French
play.
league.
And you know, when you look at the French attack, they have actually, I think the only suffering that suffering is the Kunko. And when you look at that suffering, they still have players and options to bring in
They
from.
have Coman, Mbappe, Benzema, Giroud, Griezmann, Dembele.
Some of these players, you can't depend on them that much.
That's
Benzema
right.
is just up
That's
there.
right.
You can't do
Well,
much.
Giroud is doing
Mbappe-
well. Benzema is doing well. But Griezmann has really dropped in
No,
form.
you won't blame Griezmann. I think the greatest mistake Griezmann did for his footballing career was to move to Barcelona. He moved to Barcelona.
Spent one season.
He spent some seasons there.
One or two thereabouts, and left back
Think
to
now-
Now
about
he's coming
2
back to
seasons.
Atletico Madrid. The first contract he had with Atletico Madrid back, they told him he cannot play more than 30 minutes. So every 60-something minutes, that's when you see Griezmann coming to play
Yes.
ball. And it really affected his game. But now having his full contract with Atletico back on track, Griezmann, you cannot take the fact of his experience in the French team. You cannot take what he brings. There are some players you cannot take the fact of what they bring to the French
Yes.
team. You see an Olivier Giroud, he may not be in form in the for his club AC Milan, but he's still playing good football with AC Milan there. You can see what he's doing at his age.
Yes.
And now you're seeing a Griezmann to the same team. So now, the respect they had for Griezmann and Giroud was what made them to bring them to the national team. Because rightfully, a Griezmann may have not been there, but then when you look at the connection and the coordination between Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud, and Benzema up front, you cannot deny it. There's a good connection there. And you're looking at Giroud, Griezmann, and Mbappe. Those were the three
Giroud will start.
up front.
Giroud will start
that
from the bench.
actually changed the
Oh,
game.
with
Giroud will always
with-
start from the
with his
bench because
current form.
Benzema will start ahead of Giroud.
No, you cannot actually take
well,
that away from Benzema
Because the
That's-
best,
that's
it has
right,
been
that's
discovered
right.
that the best of Giroud comes when he starts from the bench.
For France.
No,
even
look at it,
right
just
now
check
in
it
AC
out.
Milan.
Even in AC Milan right now,
now,
starts from the
Giroud
bench.
has gone past the stage to be playing the full 90 minutes.
90.
It's just
Even
like
when he
a
was at
Zlatan
his prime
Ibrahimovic.
at Arsenal, he was starting from the bench.
Before he
Even
was-
from Chelsea, he was starting from the bench.
Let's
But Benzema, Benzema, thank God they included him now and they've discovered what he could do now. At least is the Ballon d'Or winner right now. So, Giroud and Benzema, who will you start first? You start Benzema first.
But also, it depends on the kind of game and the tempo. Because the French coach actually likes the Giroud starting because of his gameplay style. He has a form of swinging the balls into the 18-yard box.
Okay.
And
he's
there is no
tall.
player
He's tall.
in the French team
That's his height.
I think we spent.
that has an area dual attacking
Like Giroud.
Like Giroud.
I
no
think
doubt.
we spent really enough time on France, Brazil.
I will say we don't go there. I watched a clip this morning on Sky News. They were dropping
Dropping
ball.
balls.
No,
For
you saw
them
it.
to-
Yes.
The only person
It was Neymar.
Only Neymar.
that controlled the ball was
Even
Neymar.
I thought Anthony, what's his name? The Manchester. Yes, I thought he's going to get
The only
get
person.
that, but he
So what
didn't.
are you telling me?
No, I mean, if you look at this Brazilian side, before they did that team selection for the World Cup,
I'm sure they had problems.
no, I mean, Tite had a lot of problems.
That's what I'm saying.
Because when you look at that attacking lineup alone,
Even the defense to the midfield, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
they
They're
keep
everywhere.
see,
Even the goalkeeper.
you have Alisson and
Alisson.
Ederson.
Alisson and
And
Ederson.
Ederson.
So, when you're
So what are you talking
and
about?
This is the ones we know in Europe. We're not talking about the Brazilian leagues.
The Brazilian leagues, the French leagues, come
So
on.
when you're looking at it, you have a Richarlison. Firmino was dropped from the squad. That's to tell you how
How
tactical.
tactical it is. If Firmino could be dropped, Firmino is a
yes.
box-to-box guy with Liverpool.
Yes.
And you look at it, even Neymar had a shock when he heard Gabriel Martinelli's name in the team. But then Tite said when he came to watch the match against Arsenal versus Liverpool, he saw Martinelli on that pitch, and he said he was the best player on the pitch.
I'm telling
So
you.
when you look at players,
They have quite a
you
lot.
look at everybody from the attacking lineup. You have Neymar, you have Vinicius, you have Richarlison, you have Gabriel Jesus.
We have
You have
Rafinha.
Rafinha in Barcelona.
Hazin.
So you're not looking at you have Rodrigo. He's still in
He's still in
Madrid.
Rodrigo is there, yes.
So you're seeing
The Vicinos is still there.
Vinicius,
Brazil
yes.
can afford to play any kind of
and
star
mind you,
at this World Cup.
Paqueta in West Ham, Tite prefers playing him in the wing.
I didn't know Paqueta was actually a Brazilian until now that I saw him.
So, are you
Yes,
seeing the
yes.
irony there? They have
So Tite had problem making that 20-man list. 26
They must have.
list.
Okay, let's look at the groups. Group A, we have the host Qatar, then Ecuador, we have Senegal, then we have Netherlands. Let's make our predictions. Who and who will come out from
For
this
me,
group?
this group is a group where you see Netherlands topping it. Why I said so, you have a well-organized team there, not just well-organized. You have a team which you see they have been there for long.
Yes.
They have the experience of the World Cup well in their side, and they have a coach Van Gaal, who is actually a master in Netherlands team.
That's right.
Then
He left and he came back.
and he's still doing well. So for the others, sorry for Qatar, they are hosting it, but they do not have a good football heritage.
I don't see them
They are
going
going
through
to do the
this.
whipping
So I
boys.
think they are going to be the
Definitely.
one. So they will be actually finishing bottom of that table.
So between Ecuador and
No,
Senegal.
it's not between Ecuador and Senegal, because if you look at the Ecuadorians, you look at them as a team which may not do well. But I mind you, in qualification, they actually performed very well to qualify.
Yeah.
But the Senegalese side, they're actually the hope of Africa, the African champions.
But can they do it without
But now,
Mane?
Mane is missing that first game already.
Mane is
City
a
have confirmed
spearhead.
that is missing the first game. But then you still have Mendy. But for Mendy right now, Mendy is still finding his identity for me.
Yeah.
Since
Kepa came back, it's been trouble for him.
So, and you look at them, look at Koulibaly in defense, who has not had many playing time in the major team.
Sorry.
But then with all those things there, Senegal may actually finish above Ecuador.
Okay.
I'll pick
so
Netherlands and Senegal anyways.
I think I'll go for Netherlands, Senegal too. Okay, so Group B, we have England, we have Iran.
England is overhyped.
We have USA, and we have Wales. England, Wales, USA.
Iran is a whipping boys, definitely.
Yes, of course. So
That's right, this group is a tough group.
I think it's going to be
I don't see
tough.
anything tough in this group.
It's going to be
What I
tough
think
for
is going to be
England
tough
and
is, you see
and Wales.
England, USA and
England is
USA.
overhyped.
You look at this.
They can go through the group stages, but they are
You
overhyped.
look at these three teams now, and you're wondering who will qualify, because USA actually did good recruitment for that team. You look at the Wales side. This is actually going to be I think the first World Cup in almost 15 years.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a team which have all to lose here. They don't have anything to gain. They don't have anything to lose because they have managed to get here after a
England
long
will
time.
qualify. Then I'll pick either USA or Wales.
It's going to be a battle between the US side or the Wales side to qualify.
But England will go through.
Okay, Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and
Argentina
Poland.
and Mexico. That's
Well,
a straight.
definitely, Argentina is going to qualify down a 36 undefeated streak. Right
Straight
now.
away, straight 3 wins.
So you're looking at the Saudi side, and you know already you guys are going to be on the bottom. And they know that.
And the only Poland they have is Lewandowski, and they can't play all the match. Yeah, where they have 1 or 2 players there too, but no. Argentina and Mexico, straight away.
I see Poland actually qualifying.
I think I see them qualifying too. They play.
No,
good football.
Lewandowski has not actually done much, and though the Polish side, no matter having a good side, they have actually found it hard defending. They have conceded almost as many goals as they have scored.
Thank you for saying it.
But the Mexican side, they actually are defensively sound when it comes to defense.
It's going to be a less goal game.
It's good. Anybody playing the Polish side is going to find it hard to score them. But for the Argentinians, they have everything from the defense to the attack.
Yes.
Everything. They are like the Brazils.
Okay, so next one, Group D, where we have France. We've talked about France.
Denmark
earlier.
and France.
Then we have Australia. We have Denmark. We have Tunisia.
Denmark and France. Before Denmark conceded 1 goal at the qualifying, they already qualified.
Denmark actually only considered 2 goals throughout
goals
that
throughout the
qualification. They
qualifying.
finished top of their group.
Top of their group.
We don't see any chance for Tunisia.
For where?
Tunisia, actually, if you look at Tunisia, they actually may be a dark horse there, because if you look at this Denmark side too, in the Euros, they were the dark horse. So you're looking at a team. In fact, for me, I feel you may see a Denmark and a Tunisia qualifying, because France history is not by themselves, and
I will still pick France over any other thing.
No, France.
Forget
I
the
think
injury.
France will
it's
top
not,
it for
it's
me.
not the injury.
They
It's not
will
the
got
injury.
through with their experience.
It's not the
But
injury.
I see
This
France going
is when
through.
you look at they are very confident at this stage that they are going to qualify, and it's a mentality something. It's not about when your coach tells you focus on the team one game at a time. It's not about that. It's in here. It's in your psyche. So you know, okay, I'm better than them already, and you feel you're better than the team already. Already, you've lost the game. So that's where they may find it hard.
But I think sometimes that can also win you.
On this case, it's not applicable. I'm picking France and Denmark here.
Well, let's see.
Do you know what? Tunisia already, I couldn't get the full details yesterday when they're talking about the association, that the FIFA can really determine how much the association is having financial wise and all of that.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know, I didn't get the full details, either they were going to be replaced with Italy. That was at yesterday or day before that I was listening to the news. That they're going to be replaced with Italy or something because they had this financial trouble, corruption and all of that. But if that is going to happen, I'm just saying Tunisia going through group stage. France and Denmark it is.
Okay, Group E: Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan.
Now this is where it
Spain
is
and
difficult
Japan for me.
I won't pick Spain and I won't pick Germany. And I can pick Japan. But Germany even lost lots of time during the qualification period. So for Germany and even Spain,
I don't know, but somehow I believe Germany will they will come to play for this group stage, and I just want to believe Spain and Germany.
Funny enough, when you're looking at this group,
Yes.
Everybody looks at Spain and Germany, and automatically tells
no,
you
I
that
don't.
going to
I don't.
qualify.
I'm different.
I'm not saying
But
that.
then when you look at the Costa Ricans and the Japan side,
Really?
I mean, you're looking at a team which maybe they did not do much, but then this is a team that actually to qualify, they were compact. They did not. They are the most underrated team, but then they actually have the most defensive background. You have the most underrated defenders in the German side at the moment, but then they actually do well to block what they are doing. But Germany has always had this identity crisis of a striker.
The same thing with Spain. Spain picking number 9 Morata as their striker.
So and now this is the thing why I say they have this identity crisis. The last time they had the striker was in 2010 when they won the World Cup, and that was Podolski. Since then, they have not had a number 9. And for the Spanish side, well, they have a good team on paper.
They have a good, well, on paper,
So
but I
on
think
paper,
on pitch they are going to have good team as well.
When you look at it on paper, they actually have a good team. But then when you go to the pitch, it's 11-11. Silly mistakes can cost you a game. And already, yes, you have a Morata who actually is very good when it comes to the club countryside, but when it comes to the groups, the league side, he's actually there. Not
Yes.
there. But then let's see what they can bring.
Okay, our time is up, but let's rush through the remaining groups. Group F, we have Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. Is there any chance for Morocco here?
This group is actually tough again because you see Belgium, which actually people know they are going to qualify.
They call them the Golden Boys.
But so now you look at the Canadian side.
Croatia, again.
I remind you, Croatia was runners up last year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this group, unfortunately for Morocco, I don't really see them
Morocco and Canada is out.
Okay, Group G. Almighty Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. Is
It's
there any
going to be
hope for
between
Cameroon?
Serbia and Switzerland. Brazil topping the group, Serbia and Switzerland, Cameroon.
I'm sorry. Everyone don't have to say that an African country is going to win the World Cup, but it will not be you because of the group.
I'm telling you, this group is beyond what Cameroon can face.
So Serbia and Switzerland will just have to struggle it out.
Struggle
But
it out.
Serbia looks favourite because of the attacking power.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have Mitrovic and Vlahovic.
I'm black, yes.
That's right. Okay, the last group, Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea.
I'll put
Is it a
Portugal and
tough
South
one
Korea.
here?
I want to see Uruguay and Ghanaian match again, facing each other. That's the only thing about this good group. But then I feel Portugal and Uruguay will qualify.
I'm picking Portugal and South Korea.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Bola. Thank you very much, Gus time. It's been a wonderful, I think it's been a swell time here. And viewers, this is how you're going to be having it throughout this World Cup period, every Thursday. So watch out for it. Thank you for allowing us a bit of your day. Hope you had a swell time. Till we come your way again, same time, same station tomorrow. I am Charles Philip Wakolam. Do have a wonderful day. Bye for now.